Calibrating.
You don't belong here.
Right out the bat.
Yeah, so they won't get to hear that one. All right. Guys, we're still here at the Bass Cemetery. But for this video, we're going to walk around. We're going to see if we can get any of the spirits that may be here to communicate with us a little bit. And as always, we're going to talk to them about their time first.
Not required.
Not required. Well, we're going to do that. We like to do it as a courtesy. And then we're going to work our way over to that far back corner where you didn't see that in Jen's video. You'll see that in this one, though. And we're going to sit back there where we had a lot of activity the first time we were here. We're going to have a ghost session and ask them the top 10 TikTok questions I pulled this week.
Absolutely not.
Well, we're going to do it.
I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Jay.
If you come in peace, and we're going to come talk to you guys. If you don't want to talk, please move on. Like we say on TikTok. If you don't have nothing nice to say, it's bright. Yeah, it's bright outside now. It's done turning bright on us. You ready?
Yep. All right.
It says burnt. Were you burnt in the iron ore in the mine? Were you in the mines?
Yeah, see, this entire area was all connected because you had the miners pulling the coal that would go to the coke ovens down in West Blockton. If you haven't seen that video, I'd check that one out. The West Blockton coke ovens. Then the coke would go up to like Janey Furnace, and they'd be smelting down, making the steel. And so, I mean, this was just a giant circle that worked, but that's what's great about at least Alabama for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We have the resources, and, you know, we could live on our own if we had to.
Right. You hear the train coming again. He just asked, what are you doing? We done told him what we're doing. We're just going to come have a talk.
Right.
Just
I'm looking, I mean, some of these headstones, though, are really aging. A few of them down on this end, though, stayed kind of nice. I have an affinity. I love some of the older styles.
Games. You want to play games? What games do you like to play? You want to play hide and seek? Can you hear her? You know what? If someone is talking, probably not over the train. You're going to have to wait till the train goes away and then ask her to speak again.
We can hear you really well if you can come up, and these things hanging on the side of Jennifer and I are a microphone. If you come up and you whisper into this, we can hear you.
Ungodly. Wow. What's ungodly?
Yeah, you need to speak up on that one. Oh, anyways, I was stepping over here. Because I've always had a liking of certain stones. And this type right here, how they have the wording out. I mean, that almost looks like you'd have to machine it today, but yeah, it's amazing that they did that. But I've always liked those type of stones.
Beside you, okay? Now, if you're beside me, speak. Touch us. Okay, go ahead.
All I hear is a bunch of old crows.
I won't get excited that something says it's a truck. Yes. Harm. Truck harm. Is it? It did. It said that. It said that.
Well, the truck looks pretty good. If you're talking about the storm damage on the door, that kind of does have us in a little bit of a irritating mood today. But
and I don't want you harming the truck.
Yeah, you're not allowed to harm the truck. I went up there, you know, I'd moved the truck to a space where I thought there'd be no trees, and there was one muscadine vine that was cut from the ground and just beat the heck out the side all night. Anyways, enough on our woes here.
Hey, there's Montezuma. Remember? He was
Yep.
the farmer, guys. Montezuma Goodwin right here. And I'll put his thing in there too, though, on my video, not on yours. But he was a farmer killed. And he was one of the first ones killed in this county, like a first murder. So
are there any farmers here with us today? We love the farmers.
it's warm. Yes, it's warm
It
outside.
is warm. It's a beautiful day to be getting out there and get the ground ready.
Okay, busy.
Busy.
It would be a very busy day getting the ground all tore up and ready for spring planting. Okay, nothing more.
He's listening to you. I don't really think he cares about visitors.
So do any of the spirits remember Jennifer and I when we were out here before? Do you remember our first visit? We said we'd come back.
Do you remember us from before? Do people come out here and do bad things? We're not doing bad things. We're just talking. Maybe. Okay,
Maybe.
look.
Oh.
We're not doing any bad things, and we won't disrespect you. We're just talking. I promise. We're just talking. Okay? I think they've got bad experiences.
Yep, and if there are any spirits here right now, we welcome you to walk into your light and go home if that's what you need to do. No one's here to hurt you or
sorry if,
or do anything ungodly.
Right, and I'm sorry if outrage. Okay,
I can understand it.
Look, I'm sorry on behalf of the humans that they did something ungodly out here, or they did something to your stones, or they did something bad. Please don't take it out on us. We don't do that stuff.
Nope, we're out here trying to preserve your history.
Yeah. It is pretty.
Hey, we got a train moving along.
Yeah,
Chuka,
see that.
chuka.
I'm in front of you.
I'm in front of you.
Okay.
Where are you at in front of us?
Why don't you put the SLS on and give them an opportunity to... All right, so we can't hear you talk right now, but this device Jennifer has will show us kind of an outline of where you're standing.
Can you show us where you're standing?
Remember, guys, this is the SLS. It picks about 13 different points on the body: eyes, shoulders, knees, joints, and that's what it tries to do to show us a figure.
See, that's just Jay.
When we're doing these figures, personally, I like to wait and see if I see something that is not right against a stone or a rock. I like it when it's more in the middle, so I can say, that's a true anomaly.
Yeah, it's trying to map that stone, and that's the tree.
But now, if you're right here with us, if you could stand right in front of that device Jennifer has, we can kind of see you.
That's the stone.
And we're just going to keep walking slowly. And you'll just scan. Let's see if anyone wants to show themselves. We'll come over to your stone or to where you're at.
That looks like
and now we'll run another
right there.
What's that? I just grabbed that's between those two stones.
Right,
like
the one laying down and one up.
Right. But we'll come over and we'll turn the device on so we can talk to you.
Right. You right there at that stone? Right there. Okay, let's go over here and see. Right here at this stone. I don't know what the stone is. Is this the stone? Okay. William Gooseby, 1886 to 1919. Is this where you want to see that shade mapping? So it's working. I don't know if it was mapping the stone.
Show yourself just one more time and we'll turn on the device. You can talk to us.
Are you right there at that stone? You see that? That's mapping right there at that stone, like tall. That's mapping a person. That's a person.
Okay.
That's a person. Because I had your figure. See, look at that. That's mapping the person right there. So let's go see what's down here at this phone. Mary Perry. Is there anybody from the Perry family here?
Again, just stand in front of that camera right there, that device right there, and we can kind of see you.
Come on back for us.
It's definitely not magic. It's just considered technology.
Okay, where is it you want to sit? I'll keep mapping
Okay.
until we sit down.
Well, you know what? Let's go ahead. We'll just cut this here, and we'll pick up with our session.
Okay.
Nothing in there. Are you on?
There's just nothing dead like a bird.
What are you rolling in, Grace?
Usually it's poop or dead animals. That's what Dachshunds love rolling in. It's nasty. Ginger, if we would go camping with the other Dachshund we had, she would roll in dead birds.
All right, so we're back. We're going to go ahead and do our TikTok questions. And I went through, I picked some of the top 10 subjects. Not everything's always political, but these are the top 10 subjects that I found on TikTok throughout the week.
All right.
So if you'll get the S box at least up and ready, we'll do our introduction.
S box. Scanning. SM.
This button right here.
Yeah, it'll say SD on the side. That moves the files.
Huh?
It says SD. Okay. We'll go ahead and start scanning and cover it, and then we'll go. All right. So for our first question, many people are concerned that either government or private enterprises are putting chemicals in the air. Can anyone tell us if that's true?
Yes, indeed. The church?
Church?
You need to tell some people? You need to demand it. Wow, that was good.
That's pretty interesting, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay. Wait.
Wow.
Okay.
All right, and if anyone has just joined us, my name is Jay.
I'm Jen.
And we're just asking some questions, and we would love for you to answer. And again, those of you at home that are watching, thank you so much. And if you would just, drop some of your questions down at the bottom, something you'd like to see if the spirits could answer for you, we'll be sure to ask it. So our next question, do you know what the name of that chemical is, and is it harmful? The one they're putting in the clouds.
I heard yes. Something, I'm hearing answers.
Something almost sounded chemically like in the name.
Environment.
That's what I heard too, environment.
Any number of things.
Yeah, that's what I heard, any number of. Wow.
Okay.
Really getting some decent answers out of this, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. The U.S., the United States, is now using tariffs to equalize trade. Other countries are upset, and these are countries that have charged high tariffs to the United States. They're upset that the U.S. is asking for fair trade. What should the U.S. do? Should we leave it where it is, or should we push for fair trade?
Treaties.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. It looks like a woman in a towel sitting on the floor. It looks like a woman sitting on the floor, like in a towel sitting in a closet or on the floor. Like she's hiding or crying or something.
All right, and spirits, this device right here, if you didn't hear us before, you can use this device to show us a picture or an image. It could be a picture of you, or what we'd really like is if you could show us an answer to one of these questions through a picture.
Let's get, we stopped in the middle of letting them answer that about the terrorists. 1 second.
All right, so again, I'm sorry to re-ask the question about the tariffs, but should we force these tariffs? Should we force fair trade with the United States?
Treaty again. Their idea, I think, is treaties.
Treaties.
Okay.
But that would fit from the time period that we're in. So, to me, I look at that as a solid.
Yes.
Okay. So if other countries can provide resources cheaper than union workers in the United States, should United States businesses be forced to pay a higher wage to get the same product?
No. It's the ugly truth.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
Okay. The country of Iran is using drones. And what drones are, for spirits that don't know, they're actually a machine that can fly and take pictures. So Iran is using drones to find and enforce the dress code on women.
What?
Will the U.S. ever use drones to do something similar?
For real?
Yes, this was a topic on TikTok. There was about 22 TikToks that I saw with that same topic.
Oh, I got on a few. Don't you think that's an imposition? Don't you think that's...
Now, the question is not about Iranian law. The question is about whether the U.S. should use drones to enforce the law and tell on people that are doing something wrong.
Okay. That's bad.
So there's one radio station I have to watch for.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I did hear more female voices coming through, though.
Yeah, that's not right.
No, it is not right. But when I was looking at that question,
it's the invasion of privacy too, guys.
Well, and that's really what it comes down to. It's the invasion of privacy. What I do in my own private area, my own private
What do you
yard.
mean, like I can't walk around my yard?
But there's countries that are using drones now to enforce the law. Something that's just unheard of here.
I don't like that at all.
It's unheard of here.
I think if they can't catch you, then you shouldn't be charged.
All right. The United States is negotiating a ceasefire because currently Russia and a part of Russia now known as Ukraine. Oh, whoa, we got something coming up here.
We were talking about drones when that happened, and that looks like black warriors and stuff like that. I wanted to stop you before you kept going.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay. That is food.
We'll have to look at that. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't catch it.
No, I'm glad because last time I noticed one of our pictures went across topic. So, yeah, that was a good catch.
Go ahead.
Interesting.
Start over with that one.
I'm going to. So right now, Russia and a part of Russia that is now known as the Ukraine, which was a private nation for a while, is now in a war with one another. The United States is negotiating a ceasefire, and our president is aggressively pushing this ceasefire. Should we even be involved?
No.
No.
I heard a big no. I want the guys that look. If you don't want to talk about it, it's fine. Let the people let them come forward to talk about and answer the questions. Because I hear answers coming through. Speak a little louder, okay?
Right.
Do you think that we should be involved between the Russia and Ukraine deal?
Absolutely.
testing.
I heard something like Thessalonia.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna have to look on a map to see where the old Thessalonia was. But anyways,
It might be that. Yeah.
that's what I'm wondering. Oh, okay. Now, like I said, some of these questions are not very political, but they're very relevant, and they're on the top. There was over 100 posts that I saw where people are hoarding chickens. They're buying all the little baby chicks up and they're hoarding them. Is this really a good idea?
If you want some eggs.
Eggs.
You got to feed them animals. So.
Right. Well, the cost of the food, all of that.
Okay.
You know, I think you know, our eggs I think are like $4 a piece. Okay. During bad weather, we get warnings today, and many people have storm shelters. What did you do in your time when there was bad weather? Did you have storm shelters or a way of alerting one another? Looks like an old mining.
Looks like an old prison
or something. I was getting something more related to the meal, but
yeah. Oh, it could be a mill. So did you take? They could have took shelter in there.
That could be what the.
Okay, they're talking about.
Okay,
shelter.
yeah, okay.
Shelter.
I could see the old mill building as being good shelter.
You done with the question?
Yeah, that question. Yeah, we're done with that question.
Let me see what'd you do during the storm? She laughed. Are you laughing because there's nothing you could have done during the storms? I know if you lived around here, you experienced tornadoes and bad weather. So, what did you do during a tornado? Shelter.
I didn't like that. I just heard someone that killed someone. Oh my gosh. Not what you do during a tornado.
Okay.
All right. This question is for anyone that maybe actually knows any future events. Do you know, will there be any major earthquakes near Alabama in the future?
Exactly.
What is the name of that fault?
I heard fault.
Fault, I did too. I try to get answers that are very relevant to and specific, so that it takes away the chance that maybe it's something we heard coming through from a radio station that just coincidentally fit. Okay, this is the last question, and I really want to leave on a positive note. Usually we have something gloomy, so this was trending all over TikTok. There was over 400 posts that I saw of this. It says, people are posting their ideas of the most beautiful things in life. What are the most beautiful parts of life?
Babies.
Husband.
Family.
Saloon. Oh, I thought I heard saloon.
No, he said family. He said absolutely. People. Joy. Wow, that's some good answers.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so we're going to close up here.
You know, but you know what? You guys at home, I really would like to know, because I'm thinking maybe we could do a great show on this. So post below what you think some of the most beautiful things in life are, and we're going to bring it to one of our next sessions.
Okay, is there any messages you want to leave with us? Any words of advice about life in general, that you would give us, that you learned? Good wit. I heard plated steak. All right. Go ahead.
I don't know why I almost blushed when he said plank and steak, but oh, I don't know. So, but anyways, guys,
Oh,
thank
wait,
you
we
so
got-
much. Oh, we have
looks
one
like a
final picture
squid.
coming up. That is a flower.
Whoa.
That is a flower. That looks
That's a
like an
flower?
iris. That looks like an iris.
It's a flower. Nice. Okay.
That's
nice.
very nice. That's a beautiful note to end on. We're just going to leave you guys with the flower. Thank you so much for being with us, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
All right. Have a good one. See the train a coming. It's coming around the bend. And I ain't seen sunshine. I don't know when.